Well, good morning, everybody. I hope you had a wonderful 4th of July weekend. It is not really active this morning on our Tamco Live Doppler radar. We can actually see a little bit of radar noise over there towards Lake Charles, likely some birds and some bugs really kind of getting active around sunrise. But you can see some showers and thunderstorms. This is actually, we zoom out a little bit, this is actually flowing more towards east, getting into sections of really that Pensacola, Florida, getting into the Florida Peninsula. Florida needs the rain still, so it's good to see all that showers and thunderstorms moving there this morning. But we'll actually see at least 40 to 50% coverage for some showers and storms later on this evening. One of the big reasons why is that weak front that's moving into parts of East Texas. We'll actually see some showers and storms really kind of develop in the next couple of hours, but this mainly will be later this morning. And then by later this afternoon into the evening time, very similar to what we saw yesterday on Sunday, we'll see some scattered showers and storms kind of move in from the north and the lakes region and then kind of make their way further south, getting into sections of maybe Houston and Woodlands, but eventually get their way into Silsbee, Lumberton, Beaumont, maybe down towards Port Arthur and over there towards Louisiana. This will get into DeQuincy and then later getting into the Lake Charles hour later into the afternoon, mainly into the early evening hours. Current temperatures, there actually are some areas that don't feel that bad this morning because of the rain-cooled air that came from St. Augustine down to Jasper, Buna. You can actually see some low 70s this morning. It almost feels like almost less humidity, but it's really not. And over there towards Houston, you can tell that the storms didn't go through yesterday evening. They're off to a warm start, upper 70s, pretty much already to the 80-degree mark. But for the rest of us, we're pretty much still into the low to mid 70s down there towards the coast. You're warmer because that warm, moist air is already getting there. So we're going to get hot later on this afternoon into the low to mid 90s. We'll talk more on that in a second. But thanks to our sponsor of Silsbee Ford Get You One, kind of showing us that temperature difference that we're seeing this morning. This afternoon construction forecast for today, we looked this morning, not that bad. We're actually going to start seeing the potential for some showers possibly around lunchtime, getting into the afternoon. But when we start getting off work, 3, 4, 5 p.m., that's when we're going to get out our radar. We should start seeing the chance for some scattered showers and storms really start developing. So 4 p.m., 5 p.m., all the way until the evening time is when we should get most active. And then when the sun goes down, we lose the daytime heating, we lose the sun, we lose the storm. So thanks to Modern Concrete Material, majority of the day is not that bad. It's going to be hot, but we do have a chance for some storms to start developing when we start settling down later on this afternoon. That's when we start seeing things get more active. Not active in the tropics. It is awfully quiet. Dry air and wind shear continues to shut down the whole tropical Atlantic. Nothing going on to the Gulf. That's exactly what we want to hear as we are kind of sneaking into primetime hurricane season, which is realistically really in August and September, but still, we're early July and things have been pretty quiet. It looks to kind of stay that way at least the next 7 to 10 days. High pressure has been kind of in control. It's going to do this kind of the rest of the week. We don't see high pressure sitting right over us. It's either off to the east or off towards the west. This just means that the door is open. Thanks to our sponsor of Switch Electric, it's really kind of showing us that showers and thunderstorms are pretty possible, if not likely today. Once again, as we get into tomorrow and Tuesday, this is going to be our best chances of rain today and tomorrow. Not everybody's going to see it, but once we get into Wednesday here, you can see I don't think we 100% go rain-free. We do kind of see that high pressure off towards the east kind of slowly start getting more into our region, but I just don't think it's enough to make us rain-free. So today and tomorrow, best chance for rain, and as we get into the middle to the end of the week, we still have some rain chances. It's just not the best coverage, not the highest coverage, but still, heat of the day, moisture, you can still get some storms as we get into Wednesday all the way into Friday into the weekend. Just highest coverage is today and tomorrow as we get later into the afternoon, into the early evening time hours. So let's kind of put all this in motion. Pretty quiet this morning. If you're looking for any showers or storms, it should be well offshore. And then by this afternoon, we could start seeing some sea breeze get a little bit more active. I don't think that the models are going to do very well on this, but I'm just trying to show as we start getting later in the day, that moisture builds, the heat builds, we should get some more active, more activity later on this afternoon, this evening, and then we'll kind of watch that move further southward. So you see this getting in towards DeQuincy and then moving southward. Again, let's not really focus as this is more so on the Louisiana side. This could easily be more into southeast Texas. Just trying to show that later on this afternoon, we do expect for at least 40 to possibly 50% coverage for some scattered showers and storms. Don't trust this model 100% saying it's all staying in Louisiana pretty much. we're going to watch for the potential all across the board for southeast Texas and southwest Louisiana. You can see that on our high temperatures map. Again, everybody low to mid 90s, some areas getting into the upper 90s, down towards the coast, upper 80s to the near 90-degree mark. And look, Houston, 40% coverage, interior southeast Texas from Beaumont, Port Arthur, all the way up toward Jasper, 50% coverage. Same thing for Louisiana as well. So we're expecting at least 40 to 50% coverage, mainly later this afternoon into the early evening time. Then overnight tonight, warm, muggy, and sticky like we see here in July, middle to upper 70s, and then you can find some areas staying into the upper 70s to near 80s, like down towards the coast. Thanks for sponsor of Sills before. And then Saharan dust. We haven't talked about it since really last week. Not much of it here right now, but you see a big area of it actually already getting into the Caribbean. That's going to continue moving westward. That gets in the Gulf around tomorrow evening, getting into Wednesday. So we actually will start seeing this Saharan dust moving into our region really Wednesday into Thursday, getting into the weekend. So we'll start seeing some of that. Anybody with upper respiratory, definitely keep that in the back of your mind. Continue to watch that Saharan dust moving in as we get into the middle to end of the week. Today and tomorrow, best chance of really kind of rain across portions of the region as we get into the middle to the end of the week, getting into the more typical summer pattern, 20 to 30% coverage. I don't think we 100% go rain free. The best chance of rain is going to be today and tomorrow. Temperatures mainly getting into the low to mid 90s, some areas into the upper 90s. Same thing for southwest Louisiana. Today and tomorrow is our best chance for some rain. Again, some of these isolated storms can get pretty heavy. 1, 2, 3 inches of rain is possible. You can get up to gusty winds, 35 to 45 mile per hour winds are possible. And the biggest thing is lots of lightning. And once we get into the middle to the end of the week and even to the weekend, 20, 30, maybe up to 40% coverage is what we're seeing, just slightly less coverage. I think today and tomorrow is our best bet for some widespread scattered showers and storms. Since we're talking about rain kind of off and on this week, especially today and tomorrow, mainly later this afternoon and evening, it's a wonderful time to go download our free Gulf Coast app. It will keep you updated 24/7 around the clock, no matter where you go. It lets you know what time the rain is moving in and what time the rain is moving out. Y'all have a wonderful Monday. Thanks again for tuning in to our Monday morning show. Majority of the day is going to be hot. Heat index 100 to 106. Definitely stay cool. Your only relief from the heat is these storms that likely start developing around 3, 4, 5 p.m. And then we'll start watching them move further southward as we get closer into the evening time. By tonight, we lose the storms, we lose the heat. So it's mainly later on this afternoon into the evening, and we do it once again on Tuesday. So y'all have a wonderful Monday. Thanks again for tuning in. I'll see y'all tomorrow morning on the Tuesday Morning Show.
Gulf Coast Weather Solutions is sponsored by. Thank you for making Gulf Coast Weather Solutions one of your go-to sources for weather around the clock. From heavy downpours and severe storms to winter weather and the tropics, we've got you covered with accurate, reliable forecasts you can trust.
Next week is starting to look a little bit more stormy.
But look what's moving into the state of Texas.
Gulf Coast Weather Solutions.